Neuralink's first in-human clinical trials, lots to talk about. This is one of the things I've been following for a long time. How are we going to merge ourselves, or I don't know if I want to say ourselves, but how are we going to merge human beings with technology? We see it in every single sci-fi movie where, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a half machine, half human. A lot of these things I believe we get from somewhere. At least we project it to something that maybe one day we'll reach. I don't know what benefits we'll have or a lack of benefits from merging ourselves with technology. However, there are obviously medical reasons for us to do this. Whether that be good or bad remains to be seen. However, a lot of the times I think we enter a world of trying to do good, but that do good action can be very impactful to where it can continue to transcend into evil things also. But with clinical trials coming up, what does Elon Musk want to do? So let's take a live look at these clinical trials, which is something I've been obviously looking into for a long time with Neuralink. I've been tracking their progress. They've been looking into FDA approvals to connect the brain to a computer. There's been many machines or many tests done where they hook up monkeys to machines and you see monkeys playing ping pong. But let's just take a look at the progression.
The Neuralink's groundbreaking brain implant trials receive FDA approval and funding boost. In a groundbreaking development for the field of brain-computer interface, the United States Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has given its approval for Neuralink, the brain implant company founded by Elon Musk, to initiate its first ever clinical human trial. This pivotal moment marks a significant milestone, not only for Neuralink, but also for the entire field of neuroscience and BCIs, which have been in development since the 1990s. Neuralink's ambitious vision, Neuralink, established by Elon Musk in 2016, has set out on an audacious mission to cure brain diseases, reverse spinal cord injuries, and correct various disabilities connected with eyesight and paralysis through the development of cutting-edge brain-computer interfaces, BCI. Their vision extends even further, with aspirations to create interferences between the human brain and artificial superintelligence. What a time to be in, right? But all this is in an effort to safeguard against potential dystopian scenarios by matching human cognitive capabilities with those of robots, for example. But more about it later. The long-awaited FDA approval. Long and highly anticipated FDA approval, expediting to human trials, faced numerous delays and uncertainties due to implantation readiness tests on animals like pigs and monkeys, which even led to federal investigations. Musk repeatedly promised human trials on many occasions, and the FDA's recent approval came as a surprise to many, considering earlier reports suggesting FDA rejection. And to be fair, Neuralink's extensive research and experimentation to reach the stage of human implementation were needed, and the recent FDA green light signifies a turning point for Neuralink, the path forward for Neuralink. However, even with FDA approval, it is not an immediate signal to start implanting brain devices. While specific details about the clinical study remain undisclosed, it is expected to involve up to 10 patients carefully selected based on their physical disabilities or illnesses. Volunteers can register through Neuralink's website to participate in the trial. The primary goal is to enable individuals with full-body paralysis to control electronic devices using only their thought, a concept demonstrated successfully in animal testing with macaque monkeys. And while patients can improve their current situation, it's crucial to acknowledge the inherent risks of a non-invasive procedure like this. In April 2021, they showcased a monkey named Pager playing a video game solely using his mind, thanks to a wireless connection between his brain and a computer. The monkey achieved an 88% accuracy rate compared to an average person using a computer mouse. These feats in animal testing hint at the immense potential for human use, and while patients can improve their current situation, it's crucial to acknowledge the inherent risks of a novel, invasive procedure like this, revolutionizing brain-computer interfaces. And talking about the device, for a brain and a machine to interface, they must be able to communicate with one another. Researchers in the field have settled on spikes in neural activity, peaks in the electrical field created by an active neuron, as a common language. Electrodes, traditionally made of metal or silicon, inserted near these neurons can pick up electrical activity and send that information to a computer. Its flexible polymer electrodes, which are less than the width of a human hair, show promise in their ability to be inserted safely into the brain with the help of the company's new neurosurgery robot, which can reportedly thread the electrodes between blood vessels safely. Unlike non-invasive BCIs that rely on electrode-studded headgear, Neuralink's N1 implant offers a fully implantable and nearly invisible solution. Its 4 electrodes distributed across 64 threads provide an ultra-high bandwidth interface directly into the cerebral cortex. This level of connectivity promises to restore complex physical movements for individuals suffering from full-body paralysis. The role of advanced technology and robotics. Central to Neuralink's success is their advanced technology such as the N1 implant and the R1 surgical robot. The N1 implants, which is also used in dental implants, biocompatible enclosure ensures relatively impressive durability within the human body, while a wireless charging system ensures convenience. The flexibility of the implant's threads minimizes potential damage during the implantation process. The R1 robot, on the other hand, possesses a sophisticated targeting system, enabling precise and safe placement of the implant's threads. This precision is crucial, given the brain's constant pulsations and the need to avoid blood vessels. Financial backing and ongoing recruitment. Money matters when it comes to financing to support their ambitious goals and clinical trials. Neuralink secured $280 million in a recent venture capital round. This substantial funding, coupled with the FDA approval, positions Neuralink as a significant player in the field of BCIs. They are actively recruiting talent across various domains, emphasizing their commitment to engineering challenges related to restoring vision and mobility. Future challenges and considerations. As Neuralink and similar companies advance in the development of BCIs, several challenges and ethical considerations emerge. These include the need for comprehensive regulation, equitable access to this transformative technology, and the potential for BCIs to enhance human capabilities, as those in sci-fi movies, not just restore lost functions. Balancing commercial goals with broader societal impacts will be essential as this industry continues to grow, which seems to be inherent in Elon Musk's enterprises. To sum it up, Neuralink's journey to FDA approval and their pioneering work in brain-computer interfaces mark a significant step toward transforming the lives of individuals with neurological disorders. While exciting, the ethical and regulatory aspects of this promising technology must be carefully navigated to ensure it benefits humanity as a whole. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Now that is amazing technology. How do they even come up with this? I have no idea. One thing leads to another. But it just reminds me of Terminator off-rip. Like the Terminator Salvation is that one movie I think about when connecting humans to tech. But if you've seen that movie, you see what happens. Terminator Salvation. One of the most amazing movies, I will say. I was very intrigued by it. But we enter a point of merging each other with humans. We have ChatGPT, which is like the mind of it all. But it just takes that next step of adding it to a physical thing that can do things, or adding it to a person that where you can transfer and receive information from a line of thought. You know, if you are a regular person and you just, hey, I want to learn how to be a neurosurgeon. I mean, essentially, I would believe with this type of technology, you can download information into your brain. So download all the information needed, and maybe even in real time, that you need to be a neurosurgeon. I mean, this stuff is insane. I don't know exactly why we need it when it comes down to it, but nonetheless, we always build as much as we can. We push the envelope as far as we possibly can. And if there is no end to it, I think we just keep on going. Why would anybody ever stop? You know, we want to push the envelope. But as we do that, we look at different jobs. What jobs are affected? You know, who's affected? We know it's great for the medical field. We know it's great for ALS, in which we do need to read this, at least a little bit of it. You know, they're recruiting their first group of people to actually test this. I mean, this is FDA approved, essentially, it looks like, and the sky is the limit for it. It's going to help people with ALS. One of the most important features of this technology is for ALS. You know, they want to bring common movements back to people, them to be able to control things. If you have, if you want to extend any arms, I mean, add an extra arm. I'm sure they could do that. or treat anybody who, needs a limb or anything like that. But this is some amazing technology, but who's in control of it? I mean, let's look at Terminator. Look at this. I can only imagine that this is the world. Look at it, it's empty. We connected humans with tech. Now look what we have. How do you beat this? It's smarter than everybody. There's no way you really beat this. Because we have the transfer of information, we have internet signals, we have 5G. We can give this, we can send information anywhere we want to send it to whatever we want to send it to. So when it comes to the point of receiving information, let's say we have an embodiment of technology, whether it be a human connected or not. I mean, the information that you can apply to it is just endless. Let's take a look at something else, because let's take a look at the technology. Let's look at how they do what they do. This is what you call some micro tech. I mean, look how small those processors are, or chips and receivers and everything like that. This is what's going to be connected to the brain. Cool. We have a breakdown here. Biocompatible enclosure, a battery that can be charged wirelessly. I imagine while you're asleep, you're just charging up. The chips and electronics. Advanced custom low power chips and electronics process neural signals, transmitting them wirelessly to the Neuralink application, which decodes the data stream into actions and intents. This is interesting. If you think about actions and intents, a receiver, that's what this is. It's a receiver. Transfers signals to your brain to then commit actions. I mean, this sounds great, but I don't think I'd want this connected to my head. Because if you think about 20 years from now, 40 years, you'll be able to do this, but I think it could be controlled at some point. We talk about security and all of that, but and I'm sure they talk about it, and we can probably find it maybe in this video or next, but I don't know. We got a surgical robot. This is some future stuff. And Elon Musk seems to be attached to a lot of this stuff. He's attached to Tesla, X, aka Twitter, the Boeing company. I don't know if I said SpaceX, but if you think about it, I remember he purchased Twitter, and it seemed like a random thing for him to purchase. He said, hey, this is for freedom of speech, but I don't know if I really believe that. I actually didn't. Maybe part of it is for some mode of free speech. However, I know he had a connection to OpenAI, aka ChatGPT, which is abundance of AI technology. And the way you create these data sets and these chat applications or AI to be able to converse with you like a human being, or give you information, or essentially think for itself and provide you with an answer to questions. Combining that with Twitter, which is I want to say Rolodex, an extreme data set of information from people directly, their words, their thoughts, how they speak. I think that's one thing to go directly with Chat API. And I do believe he's starting another function or business related to how to, keep these things safe. But also, I think another AI. Let's see. If you look at X.com, aka Twitter, and then you look at OpenAI, aka ChatGPT, and now you look at Neuralink. These are three major components in creating a robust community of AI that is directly tied to people. We have the Internet of Things, IoT, and at some point, we're going to have the POT, which people of things, or human of things, which combines humans to this technology, which will happen, they're doing, and they're utilizing, their FDA approval with these clinical trials to treat ALS and other, health deficiencies. But when Elon Musk bought Twitter, it made the most sense. A lot of his talk was about free speech. I didn't really believe that, maybe part of it. But if I want to collect large data sets of people, I'm going to encourage free speech. Before he bought it, Twitter was supposedly a place where people couldn't speak freely. But if you want to create an AI and a real data set of information, regardless, outside of the bounds of appropriate speech, because you want to get real human interaction, I'm going to encourage free speech because I want reliable, I want real data. I don't want fake censored data. He bought X or Twitter for like $80 billion or something. I'm like, wow, that's a lot. But that's a worthy purchase if you're looking at that data set and combining it with technology that is worth well over $80 billion. Like insurmountable amount of money, more than 80 billion. When you connect, and all he wants to do with that, you connect OpenAI to it, where your AI can, learn more from these data sets. You scrape the data, you learn. The AI has a better natural language model. And then when you talk about transferring, receiving information to someone's brain, we already go to ChatGPT to ask it questions, have it do stuff for us. It gives us information on the screen. Our barrier between us and the AI are the technology in between, our computer screens. But the bridge together the AI, the humans, is to make a connection directly with the brain to transfer information that you can ask it. Because with Neuralink, you are able to have information, you can receive the information and then conduct an action. That's what the tech helps you do. So if it can do that at some point, maybe not now, but at some point 10, 20, 30 years down the line, probably way sooner than the max 30, we're looking at bridging that gap, no longer needing a screen to interpret information. We're going off of thought. We're going off of one. If we want to become a neurosurgeon, we can download that information. What will the cost of that be? I don't know, but it could be exponential, because if you don't have to go to college and spend, let's say, $100,000 for college, why would you go to college and spend $100,000? It could become to a point where I'm not going to go and spend $100,000 and become a neurosurgeon. I can be one and become one in 10 minutes. You download that sequence of information and you have it. That may cost $70,000, right? So you're still going to have different classes if something like that happens. But the point being, the gap will be bridged with this Neuralink technology. This is the start of it, and we're going to continue to progress it. It's not going to stop at just curing diseases. It's going to transcend into education. It's going to transcend into banking. It's going to transcend into security. It's going to transcend everything we know today. Nothing today that we do will be possible to continue to do when technology like this exists, because everything will be obsolete, just like our radios back in the day. We don't use those anymore. But this is that next realm of technology where we don't know what really is to come. But all of these acquisitions by other companies, all of the things that people are doing, like NVIDIA is a major player. You would never know that NVIDIA, who creates these AI chips and servers, they are motherboards. They are killing it, and they will continue to, and they're going to be even better as they go in the future, because they make all of this possible. Intel, all that out the window. Everybody's creating their own chips, just like Apple. We're going to create this chip. Then they want to create AI chips. These AI chips are incredible pieces of technology. NVIDIA is ahead of the game. That's where all of your AI, pretty much, when you talk about image AI being rendered on NVIDIA servers, So we're entering another stage of tech, and I'm very interested to see where it's going to go. Thanks for studying with me. I hope we can continue this journey to see where this technology goes and where else the world takes us. It doesn't matter if it's technology. It could be anything, but lots of groundbreaking things happening that are super interesting to keep an eye on, just to know how to maneuver and what to do next going forward. But appreciate y'all studying with me. Till next time.